Hi, this is Mo Volans for Point Blank Music School, and in this series of videos we've been exploring Final Touch by Positive Grid for the iPad. Now we've already looked at all the individual processors, we've looked at advanced features, and I've showed you how to master a pop rock track. But to finish up, I'm going to show you how to master an electronic dance track and some tips and tricks for this specific genre. We've got an electronic track here called Don't Run that we used earlier in this series of videos and you heard in the intro to this video, and now I'm going to run a whole suite of mastering processes on it. We've not got a huge amount of headroom here, as you can see in the file, so we're going to have to be reasonably careful with our maximization and our compression. But I think really all this needs is a little bit of sweetening, a little bit of stereo image, maybe some light compression, and then the maximizer on the end just to make sure we're reaching an optimum perceived volume. So let's play it back. And I'm going to engage this first EQ. And again, to save time, let's take a look through the presets. What about drum and bass boost? That sounds pretty cool. Not quite right for me, so I think we're going to go with richness and depth. It's a bit much high end, but pretty good. I'd like to put a high pass filter on the very low end, just to make sure there's no subsonics creeping through that we don't need. So I'm going to go up to about 25 Hertz. And this will just ensure that there's not too many subsonics hitting the limiter at the end and robbing us of volume. Then we're going to go with some multiband dynamics. And we can check these levels at any point. So if you see some clipping occurring in the input and output, like for instance here at the end of our EQ, we can just adjust that right there. This means that every module or every processor isn't clipping, and it's a good gain structure. So let's go to the presets again, and we'll go with multiband lift finalizer. And now we can click on separate areas and adjust threshold and ratio. Just want some very light compression in the high end. That sounds good, and again keep adjusting those inputs and outputs to ensure there's no clipping. And I'm going to engage the stereo imager as well. Make sure those subsonics aren't being enhanced. That sounds great. Fine-tuning the input level here before I engage the maximizer. And now I'm going to bring the threshold down, ensure that ceiling's at say -1 or a little less, so we don't get any clipping. I'm not going to use a preset here because it's such a simple processor. Put it to the loudest point of the track. And we're getting around 3 or 4 dB of compression. Gain reduction there. I'm going to fine tune the release time, and then we can put the dithering on 16-bit and in normal mode, ready for exporting. And I'm pretty happy with that in the space of time that we've been working with it. A couple of minutes, you can really enhance a track just for sort of playing out. Obviously you'd want to spend more time if it was a critical project ready for release, but this gives you an idea of how you can grab an electronic track and immediately enhance it just with 3 or 4 of the modules from Final Touch. So hopefully this has helped you understand the application and given you a good idea of what you can achieve with it with your own music.